Kinda weird, I ain't did this in a while, but let's give it a go. Let's see if I'm as good as I used to be. So I guess I want to start this story by dating back all the way to November 5th, 2021. This is my final day working at Kroger. Now I'm sure one day I'll make a whole video about my time at Kroger and what went down from literally start to finish for my whole 4 years and 5 months of working there. But for this video in particular, I'm gonna be starting at this day, the day I left Kroger. My final day working at Kroger. I've been working there literally from when I was 16 up until I was 21. Just about like 2 weeks until I was 21. Now, if you worked with me, or even if you know me during my tenure of working at Kroger, you know working at this job was something that I took pride in doing. I was the guy, you know? I was that guy who showed up to work every day just trying to be the best employee for my company. I always try to be a good employee, whether it be to my coworkers, supervisors, or even like the store managers when they were there. But towards the end, maybe like the final month or two of my tenure there, things just got real bad for me real quickly. Now, I want to apologize for being vague, not only for this topic, but probably for this whole video. I'm sure I could probably go on for like hours and hours, drop for like a whole podcast at this point, but I very much so want to try to keep this to a shorter video if possible. But yeah, I left Kroger on a bad note. I kind of had to position myself in order to get fired. I had cared so much about the job. There was no way that I was going to make the choice to just not show up there. And a lot of you might, you know, be like, okay, this dude cares way too much about this place. Like, if it was causing him some type of decline or he had a bad experience towards the end, why didn't you just say F it and leave? I just couldn't. I just couldn't say F it and leave. It wasn't that simple for me. I can't stress enough, like, I literally loved this job. Like, this is the ideal first job. This was, for me in my life, like, I wouldn't have wanted any other first job. I really loved most of my time being there. I want to say I really loved the people there, but I'm just going to keep it real and say I really loved most of the people there. But yeah, I very much from, again, when I was 16 to 21, my identity very much so was being a bagger at Kroger. So boom, your boy gets fired or quits Kroger. And now it's almost as if my whole identity, my whole character, who I was, like literally, like that's, I don't know, like that's how serious I took the job. Like I let it define me. And just like that, I was without a job at Kroger and my whole identity was just gone. So it wasn't really that big of a deal to transition from leaving Kroger to doing Instacart. It's just where I wanted to be. My happy place, if I'll say that, was very much so showing up to work at Kroger each and every shift. But I had to transition into doing Instacart. So after about a month of me, you know, figuring out life and, you know, mainly doing Instacart, I get COVID. And this is the part where I tell you I've already made a video on my COVID experience. So after this video, be sure to go check that out. And just for timeline sakes, I basically had COVID from early December to like, I want to say literally like 3 days before Christmas. So I guess the short-term story for December of 2021 is getting COVID, dealing with COVID, and moving on and recovering from COVID. So after COVID, and I want to say through January, February, and March, I'm just going hard working at Instacart. And at this point, I was just on Twitter and I just checked my inbox. Don't know why I went to my inbox. Somehow, some way it led me to my message request. Mind you, I didn't get any notifications. I'm just on the app, scrolling, browsing, seeing what's up. So I go to check my message request and I was fucking shocked. And now this is the part where you're just gonna have to believe me and take my word on it. I wanna build some type of credibility here on YouTube. I'm not the type of person who would come on an online platform and just lie about who I am and the things I go through. But when I tell you, when I checked my message request and I seen arguably probably one of the biggest merchandise companies in the world slid into my DMs and they offered to send me a package. And this is the point where the thumbnail makes a little bit more sense. And well, I'm actually move this over here. Your boy got a package. When I reveal this and I reveal who sent it to me, you're just gonna be like, no fucking way. And that's what I said when they messaged me offering to send this package. So without further ado, I guess I'm gonna just rip into this. Oh man. I don't know if you guys see the logo already, but for dramatic purposes alone, oh gosh, we're having a hard time getting this tape. I'm the one who wrapped this. For dramatic purposes alone, dare I say, your boy Michael Jordan wanted to send me a package, so of course I was gonna accept it. Yes, the Jordan brand, they slid in my message request offering to send me a package. I don't know what made them send me, of all people, a package. If I'm doing my best guess, I want to say it's maybe somehow, some way, somebody from the Jordan brand was made aware of. And I know this sounds goofy because like I'm not a big content creator on YouTube. So it's kind of goofy to say like, oh, well, somebody big or important saw your video, because I don't know. I'm just speculating here. But if I'm doing my best work on how I was able to get this, I used to do food reviews, and I did a Jason Tatum, chip review. To my knowledge, Jason Tatum is a Jordan brand athlete. So I'm guessing my video, that food review of Jason Tatum, hit somebody's sub recommended box on YouTube, and somebody on the Jordan team brand saw the video. They said, hey, this is a good video. Maybe he said some nice things, which I love the chips. I thought they were actually legit good chips. But I think somebody just saw the video, seen I had a lot of kind and nice things to say about the chips and Jason Tatum, and they were like, hey, we're going to do him a solid. But honestly, guys, this is the part where I maybe lose a couple of you, maybe where a couple of you dislike the video. I'm not going to open this up. This is all you're getting for now. I'm going to make a whole video dedicated to me just thanking the Jordan brand. They didn't have to do this. I for sure wasn't expecting this. But when it comes to Jordans and the Jordan brand, with me in my life, there's a bigger story that I want to tell. And again, in order to keep things moving, I can't really tell that story in this video. So they got another thank you video coming. But for this time in particular, I just want to say thank you to the Jordan brand team, and specifically to who's ever responsible for reaching out and making this possible. Like, thank you, seriously. Do we want to get into the geeky stuff? I mean, this is stuff I geek out over, and I feel like nobody in my life really cares to hear about this, but this is just something that's very important to me. It's Big Brother! But we're actually taking a flashback to the summer of 2022 for the season of Big Brother 24. Now, before I get into the season of Big Brother that was, I actually have to stop the timeline literally on the day before Big Brother 24 premiered. So if Big Brother premiered on a Wednesday, it was literally the Tuesday beforehand. This is the part of the video where I have to say rest in peace to Grandma Davis. Now, Grandma Davis wasn't my blood grandma. She was the grandmother of my half-brother. I and him have the same mother, so he has a different dad, and his grandma, Grandma Davis, was on his dad's side. But even though she wasn't my blood grandma, she was the grandma figure that I had in my life. The one I had gotten the chance to been around the most. I've never got to meet my father's parents. I never got to meet my mom's father, and I was very young when my grandmother on my mom's side had passed away. So Grandma Davis very much was that grandma figure for me. Now, me and her weren't super close, but it was always, of course, love and respect for her. I more so look at it through the lens of my mom and my brother. Grandma Davis really was the one who held the family together. She was the one where when everybody was upset and beefing, everybody could turn to and just get some type of feedback that it wasn't worth it, or that things would be fine. And just knowing that she's no longer here to be that comforting person to my mother and my brother, it just sucks. Everybody who got the pleasure of just being around Miss Grandma Davis, they loved her. And she never made it difficult. Like, it was easy to love her. She was the easy, caring, kind-hearted, genuine, pure soul in this world. So I just want to say one final rest in peace to Grandma Davis. Kind of tough to transition, but we're going back to Big Brother 24. Now, honestly, this season was very frustrating because it was within maybe 2 hours that the house led by this one redacted person who shall not be named. The house began targeting this lovely, beautiful, amazing, kind, can't say enough positive things about her, this woman named Taylor. Now, a little bit about Taylor. She was a pageant girl, and whatever biases you may have just hearing that, the house felt that. The treatment, and we're just gonna keep it real, the bullying of Taylor was just not fun TV to watch. Now, I really watched and followed this season through the eyes of Taylor Hale, who, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it from a year ago, was the winner of Big Brother 24. She was on track to getting voted out week 1, and she was targeted early just because of jealousy and prejudices from other people in the house. So for whatever reason, this girl who shall not be named, we say redacted in the BB Twitter streets, she decided to spend all her time and energy in the house directing towards hating Taylor. The hate and her literal, emotional state being in the house got so bad to where they kicked her out the house. No, she didn't get voted out. She didn't, have this huge downfall, which led to her getting put on the block to then voted out. No, she just got removed from the game. But her impact, even after her being removed from the game, carried on. From this point, like half the house continued to hate her to where it got so bad to the common sense people who were still contributing to the hate, but not as much. They realized, okay, like through time, this girl is not as bad as she's been made out to be. So those few people who had, you know, the sympathy and, you know, just a pure heart and could see the situation for what it really was, realized that Taylor wasn't as bad and decided to work with her. And this was like week 3 or week 4 into the game. And by this point, we had been suffering. We had gone through the journey of, you know, being so angry and frustrated at the treatment of this woman. It was just simply not fair and just was a dehumanization in real time. So the leftovers is what they called themselves. They really formed and gathered around this mission of treating Taylor like a human. Taylor is an amazing, beautiful Black woman who was able to pick up the pieces and rebuild her game. So somehow, some way, she was able to pick up all the pieces and carry herself all the way to the end and win by a vote of 8-1. It really was just a beautiful story of how someone was targeted, bullied, and hated for no reason at all, was able to overcome all of that and was able to go on and win the game. And people resonated with this story so much to where not only did she place first, beating out 15 other people to win $750,000, she was also awarded America's Favorite House Guest, which I can't remember if it was $50K or $75K, but additional bread went her way. In 24 seasons of the show, I have never connected and have rooted so hard for somebody to succeed. This really felt like we got our winner. We got our justice. We got our win. Shout out to Taylor Hale. I can't say enough amazing things about her and the woman she is and continues to be after the game. You know, I love everything that she has going on and I will continue to support her through her future endeavors. Now, while the Big Brother season was going on, your boy was still working at Instacart, but he actually started working at Walgreens Distribution Center. And my job there was really in the shipping department. I would load totes and cardboard boxes into a semi-truck. It was a pretty simple process, but the way to do it, I realized I wasn't the best at doing it. At times, I would have to bounce back and forth from this side to that side, back over here, managing 2 or maybe even 3 trailers at once. Sometimes I would have a partner, sometimes I would have to manage them all on my own. And then on top of that, there was even a scanner to where each and every single item I was loading into the trailer, I had to scan as it came back. So when I'm doing this, you know, for this station and this station and this station, and I only have like 2 hours to get the workload done, it just became too much for me to handle. I did stick it out for as long as possible. I worked there for like 3 months. My time just got time to go. And this was a place where I actually decided, hey, this isn't the right fit for me. I'm gonna go. I mean, it was an okay job. Didn't really talk to a lot of people there. I worked just a Monday and Tuesday shift. I was part-time, 20-hour weeks, 10-hour shifts. At this point, I was just looking for something else that was more income than Instacart. I don't really got too much to add about Walgreens. It's really just a resume point. And I probably left Walgreens, I want to say mid-October. So from the time I left Walgreens, I just, you know, went back to doing Instacart. And here at the timeline, we're going to move to November 20th of 2022. That was my 22nd birthday. Nothing really too crazy to add. I tried seafood boil for the first time. It was good and amazing. I've been like loving it ever since. But we're actually going to jump to November 22nd of 2022. And on this day, I had my first surgery. And this is a separate video I can make alone, but I'm gonna just keep this one vague because that story is its own story to tell. But I had never had a surgery. Me being 22 at this point, never had a surgery. I've never really had any medical issues or medical problems. But yeah, I had my first surgery and I'm gonna keep things vague here, but to kind of get, oh God, I'm not even a pause type of guy, but if there was ever a pause moment, this is your moment. In relation to what my surgery was about, I'm gonna just keep things vague and we're just gonna say it had to do with butt stuff. And no, I did not get a BBL. I will never get a BBL. I have no interest in getting any BBLs. A BBL is not for me. I'm not a BBL guy. But it very much so had to do with butt stuff. And don't want to over dramatize things, if that's how you say it, but I'm just gonna repeat what the doctor told me. There was a chance that I was never gonna be able to poop the same. Flashing forward into the present day, your boy's pooping okay and just fine. So yeah, the surgery was successful and that's it, that's all for now. So after my surgery, for the weeks and months that followed, I basically just spent that time recovering. We're actually gonna transition into Big Brother Season 25. Now, although Big Brother usually starts in the summer, this kind of was pushed back later until the beginning of August. So the cast of Big Brother 25 is announced, and two things happen. There's a guy from Survivor 41 who was like the first or second boot. His brother's on the cast, Corey. Wow, look at this. And in addition to Corey, we have another guy who's on the cast, and his name is Jared. Jared, I would soon find out, would be the son of reality TV star Cirie Fields. Now, the cast of Big Brother 25 dropped like a week or even a few days before the season actually began. But just 24 hours before the game began, there was rumors going around that Cirie herself would be joining the game. Now, at the end of the episode on premiere night, we actually got to see Cirie herself. And this season of Big Brother, I really just enjoyed from her perspective. Cirie is very much good at what she does when it comes to these reality TV competition games. And throughout my time of watching Survivor, I had gotten into Survivor after the fact that she had played, so I've never really got to appreciate her true legacy during this time. Now, Jared, he didn't last as long. He kind of got out like week 6. I want to put a day on it, maybe like day 50 something. However, after losing Jared, Cirie was able to still hang in there, and she made it all the way to the final 5, lasting up until day 93. Cirie is the GOAT. She's good at what she does. She has one of the best social games of all time. Like, getting good and making alliances and bonding with people is not something that Cirie has a hard time doing. She just genuinely is a good, awesome, lovely woman. Cirie is just a GOAT, and to see her and her son play the game of Big Brother was just a beautiful thing. And to see her play the game of Big Brother, my favorite reality TV show game, arguably my favorite reality TV show contestant on any of these shows, was just like a beautiful, like perfect match that I enjoyed and I will never ever take for granted, and I will always hold on to that experience with just the best of memories of time. Shout out to you, Cirie, and I guess I have to walk through the motions by congratulating Jag. He's not the winner I wanted, but he's the winner we got. It happens. Kind of ended the season off with a bummer, but big picture, I had so much fun watching Cirie. That's my takeaway from the season. That's it. That's all. Just Cirie. Now, this part of the story also applies to the beginning of the Big Brother 25 season up until literally our current day now. I'd kind of put Instacart off to the side, and I began working like clock-in jobs, we'll say. Now, at this time, the first warehouse I'd been working at was a place where I was packaging cleaning supplies. The job was pretty simple and straightforward. It really was easy work. I mean, literally, like, put things in a bag, maybe put the bag in a box, put the box over there, do it over again. My disconnect just came with my fellow employees that I was working with. And this is a life lesson that didn't necessarily need to be learned, but if you don't know this, you will learn as life goes on. I'm always going to be a respectful, cool dude, but there's just certain things that I will not tolerate. And I just hit a breaking point of what I tolerated there. I'm never going to be the guy who goes into work starting a whole bunch of drama, but at a certain point, I will move on from a work environment if I feel like it's not best for me. Kind of hypocritical for me to say right now, after the beginning of this video where I stated my stance on Kroger, but that was a lesson I learned from Kroger, and now, very much so, things were put into practice. So from that job, I then moved on to a different warehouse where I then made furniture, and from that job, it didn't even take me the full shift to realize that that was not for me. So after today, I did not return. I did a one and done. That's not ideally how I do business, but that was not gonna be for me. And ultimately, I didn't have anything to lose, so I was okay with just peacing out. So after them 2 warehouses, I've now stumbled upon a 3rd warehouse, which is now my current job. This job, the work is very much easy and straightforward. I'm basically just reading packages of mail to make sure everything is good and okay, and I just make sure it's get sent off to its correct destination. So I guess that's the life update up to date. Basketball season is back. I've just been enjoying the basketball season since Big Brother has ended. I haven't started this season of Survivor, but I look forward to catching up on the binge watch. I'll probably have like 8 or 9 episodes to catch up with before I begin, in order to finish and be caught up before the finale of Survivor. I hope that made sense. I'm just gonna leave that in the video. But yeah, on top of Big Brother and Survivor, I'm very much just been fiending for reality TV competition shows. Things that I've watched recently, I mean, I got all my list of recommendations here. Survivor, Big Brother, already said those. Watch The Mole on Netflix. I can't highly recommend that enough. Like, The Mole on Netflix is really good. Surviving Paradise on Netflix is really good. The Circle on Netflix is really good. The Challenge on MTV, The Challenge USA on CBS or Paramount Plus. I've never really cared for The Challenge, but because I'm such a fiend for reality TV, of competition reality TV, The Challenge, they casted people from Survivor and Big Brother, so because of the familiar faces, that has been my gateway into watching The Challenge. So since being a new fan and a new watcher of the challenge, I really enjoyed the challenge. So watch the challenge. There's even a survival show on Netflix called Outlast that I checked out. There's 4 teams, 1 by 1. Players may quit the game until a last remaining team stands, and that team splits the prize pool. It was actually kind of too dramatic and chaotic for no reason, but I guess that was just because of the cast of people that they casted. If you couldn't tell already, I'm definitely a geek, nerd, fanboy, whatever word you prefer that would describe how much I really enjoy and fiend over these reality TV competition shows. I don't know, I just love it. This is my go-to type of show. This is my genre of shows that I love. I wish I had more people to talk about it with, but yeah, everybody that I seem to bring it up to ultimately doesn't care or has no idea what I'm talking about. I think that's that. I think we made it through the video. What's next for James Icy moving forward in the future? I have not got a haircut since April of 2022, so it's been like about 1.5 years. At a certain point, I just decided to grow my hair out, to just grow it out, and I knew that whenever this video was going to be made, after I make this video, I am now free to get a haircut. So your boy plans on getting a haircut as soon as like tomorrow. Your boy's hair has gotten so long, I was able to put it into man bun, ponytail. I guess it might depend on the degree of which the ponytail or man bun is leaning. So, oh God, it's not the best and this is on the fly, but tell me how I look without saying stupid. I am really happy that I have made this return on YouTube. Now, I have not quit YouTube. However, I have went 1.5 years without uploading, and that is definitely something. And I'm afraid to maybe the 1 or 2 people who really look forward to my videos that the wait for the next video might have to wait a little bit longer. My current plan for right now is I don't know when I'm coming back. This was really just much to document my 23rd birthday, to tell the story of my life over the past literally 2 years. This YouTube thing takes time and effort and energy, and honestly, I don't know if I have the energy, and I don't know if at this time I want to put in the effort to building this. If I'm gonna do YouTube, I'm not gonna half-ass it. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability to literally create the best video that I am capable of creating at this time and place. And for where I'm at right now in my life, I am not in the place where I can consistently produce what I would feel like is quality content. So I'm not even gonna waste your guys' time with rushing to produce sloppy, boring, terrible content. Some of you might argue this is terrible, horrible content already, but I'm never gonna rob my viewers or the people who take the time to watch these videos of wasting their time or putting out something that I don't feel deserves to be viewed. So I hope you can understand and just hang in there to the next video. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I definitely don't plan to go another 1.5 years. If anything, at the very latest, I'll return for my 24th birthday. So if you made it this far, I really do appreciate you making it this far and tuning in to hear my story. There's a few things that I kind of left out that I've kind of went through that I'm not really gonna share at this time and place. This was very much just so a check-in video to let the world or the few that care that your boy is okay, I'm doing okay. And even if you thought I wasn't doing okay, your boy will be fine. All right, I'm getting too fried now. Let's wrap this video up. But that's all I got for you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, peace. I think that's how I used to do things. I don't know. But I'm getting up now, so that was the video. All right, guys.